Hello and welcome to another Mondays with May. Say hello in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from and what it is that we are doing together today. And guess what, you guys? Yes, I'm still knitting the Lion Brand baby blanket in the ice cream big scoop. It's almost there, y'all. It's almost there. So let me know what we're doing together today. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for choosing to come back, hang out, and spend a little bit of your day with me. And thank you for your patience while I briefly introduce myself to anybody who might be new to my channel. Hi, my name is May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to have been born visually impaired, legally blind, and completely colorblind. So I mostly knit and crochet by feel. And so today, yes, this is, if you do happen to be visually impaired, colorblind, the color is blue raspberry. And I'll be honest with you, Lion Brand does have good color descriptions on their website, which is why I also shop there a lot, including for their multicolored yarns, like the ice cream big scoop, the mandalas, all their beautiful, gorgeous mandalas. All of those have amazing color descriptions. So this blue raspberry is like, it's described as having like pastel blue, I think some mint in it, some white, some denim blue. I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know where the raspberry part comes in, because to me, raspberry's always like pink or red or purple or something like that. Struggling to get my first stitch done in here, y'all. To my knowledge, there's no pink or red or purple in this blanket, just saying. But you know what, we're gonna go with it anyway because I think it is so pretty. So who watched my little tutorial of this pattern, right? Who watched that? I posted that on Tuesday. So who watched that? Who's making it with me? Do you like it? Do you think it's pretty? Are you gonna like do like me first and swatch out a dishcloth and play with your bind up, y'all? So because I'll be on with you, I still haven't decided how I'm gonna bind this thing off. I haven't decided how we're gonna finish it. I might just go with the flat edge. That might be fine, but I'm definitely gonna swatch, and you guys know I don't like swatching, right? You know I don't, but I'm gonna swatch it out just to play with the bind off. So anyway, so what I said on Wednesday was that this is the Monday, the 24th of November, and I'm pre-recording this a little, by the way, which most of you know that, right? Because most of you know my videos drop early in the morning, which means for me to post a video for Mondays with May, I gotta record it usually over the weekend before, but I am recording this for the 24th of November, the week of Thanksgiving. I do live here in the United States, so, and I know not everybody around the world celebrates Thanksgiving. I know not everybody who lives in the United States celebrates Thanksgiving. Like, I'm aware of that. Not everybody likes the history or the origins of the holiday, all that, but I celebrate Thanksgiving. It's just really tradition in our household to do that with my mom and dad. So, and I like Thanksgiving. I said it before and I'll definitely say it again. You know, even if you don't like the history or the origins of the holiday, I think it's really nice to just sit down with family, friends, loved ones, share a meal, right? Share a meal, share some company, hang out, and just like spend time, you know, thinking about what you're thankful for, what you're thankful and grateful for. That's not a bad thing, y'all. So I like that idea. I like very much the concept of being thankful and grateful and pausing in our lives to think about those things. So, I am, yeah. So something I said though is that most of you know, because I am visually impaired, I'm not totally blind, but I'm too blind to drive. I've never had a legal driver's license, and I live about 100 miles away from my parents. And my parents are kind of elderly, right? You've seen my dad if you're interested in learning more about them. I have a video from, I think it's in July, from my week at home with my parents, with my family. And you can see my dad in there a lot, Daddy. He is 89 years old. He spent most of his profession working as a chef, working in the kitchen, cooking. And so he's 89, and you'll see him cooking a turkey in there because my sister lives on the East Coast, and she only comes home once a year. She does not want to fly home at Thanksgiving. She does not want to fly home at Christmas. We get it. We support it. She has been stranded in the middle of the country before, either due to weather or overbooked flights. She does not even want to mess with it anymore, and we don't want that for her either. So we're good with the fact that we will not see her, but that just means it's my mom and dad and I. And given that my daddy is 89, he's still the best driver in the family. Okay, my mom is in her 70s and her eyes are still not as good as him. She can still drive. She still does drive, but just in town. She doesn't drive for long trips. And she's got really severe arthritis. She uses a walker full time, even in the house. Her hands aren't functioning that good these days. And so my 89-year-old father is the only driver in the family. So I cannot drive down there to see them. So they have to come up here and see me. So that means that I am hosting Thanksgiving. So they will be here on Wednesday. They're arriving on Wednesday. And they will be spending some time with me all day Thursday, Friday. I don't yet know when they're going home. I don't know what all the plans are. So I don't know how much I'm going to be here during the week of Thanksgiving. So I am pre-recording this Monday with May just a little bit earlier than I normally would. I'm just saying it's going to be a little bit earlier than normal. So, but that's because I want to get it out there. I want to work on the baby blanket. I wanted to come out and hang out with you guys. I wanted to know who's making the blanket with me, who's enjoying this pattern. And I wanted to just come by and knit a little bit. But I don't know yet if I'm going to be here at all. On Tuesday, I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a Whip Wednesday. I want to do a Whip Wednesday video. I want to come back and work on this blanket just a little bit more with you guys. And I want to try to finish it Friday for the week of Thanksgiving. But we don't know yet. It's just too up in the air for me to have any idea, to be able to know how much time I'm going to be able to commit to that right now. So I don't know about Thursday. I got mixed feelings about putting out a video on Thursday. Because that is Thanksgiving Day, right? And I kind of hope, I know, like I said, I know it's not for everybody. I know globally, we got plenty of folks that are just Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be like any other day for them. And I know Thanksgiving in Canada, that was in October. So for plenty of people, it's just another day. But I can't decide yet if I even want to put out a video on Thanksgiving or not, or if I just want to, enjoy my family, and want you very, very much to be enjoying your family too. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. I want us to be sitting around tables and eating meals and doing family time. If you're watching a football game, you're watching football. If maybe you're playing games, let me know what your families do for Thanksgiving. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you not celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you go traditional or not? I would love to know that. But I want that. So I don't yet know if I'm going to do anything for Tuesday, for Wednesday, for Thursday, for Friday. There'll be a yarn unboxing for Saturday for sure, right? I mean, come on. How much of yarn have I been ordering, shopping, the sales? OMG. So, and as you can tell, I'm a little behind, right? I'm a little bit behind on filming, not filming the yarn unboxing so much as getting them posted and getting them on to YouTube. So, because it's they're there, but then they get bumped for yarn sales and for tutorials and for different things. And so I keep moving them around. So there's definitely because there's yarn unboxings already recorded and uploaded to my YouTube channel. So for sure, you'll have some pretty yarn to look at on Saturday for sure, right? But beyond that, how much have you been enjoying those? I really enjoy watching people's yarn unboxings. Like Creative Grandma over there, Glenda does yarn unboxings. And Crystal used to do a lot at Bag O' Day and Nerdy Crocheter, and now she's super busy with her own yarn dyeing. Haven't made it over to purchase any of her yarn, but I used to love watching her do her yarn orders and stuff like that. So I enjoy hearing people talk about the colors and the yarn and what they get inspired to do with the yarn. So for me, it's that's fun. And so what have you guys been thinking about what you've been seeing? What about the Knit Picks one, y'all? The Knit Picks October sale? all those colors in the Hawthorne, yeah. And that one was a tough one for me. It was a tough one to shop because you guys just know that I wanted to get a 10 pack in, like, pretty much all the colors that I got. I was like, no, I want 10 of those and I want 10, but I didn't. I showed really good self-restraint, and I really thought you guys would enjoy seeing more of the colors too. So what did you think about me doing the actual going over the order with you guys? Like using my tech, showing you how I use the app, the Google Lookout, right? Doing that, and then using my tablet to go on the website and get the color descriptions, because those yarns are just, they're all multicolored. And I knew, that there was no way that even if I had done the stuff ahead of time with the Google, Lookout, and was able to write on my marker on each of those tags ahead of time what the yarn was, I was like, I'm not going to remember when each of these yarns is like 3 different colors, right? When it's a tonal yarn, a multi-yarn, and each yarn is 3 different colors, and we're looking at like 10 different colors. There was no way I was going to remember all that information. That was just not possible, okay? So I chose to do it. Plus, I thought it'd be fun and interesting and educational for people to see how that works, to see how I do my yarn orders, to see the tech that I use, to see the apps that I use, to see how it works for people who are visually impaired. And I know it makes it longer. Okay, I do. Like, it's longer. It's more time consuming for me to, move my finger around the page and try to find the color to pull up I know that it takes longer to do that, but that's just my life, right? That's how I do things. That's how when I shop a yarn sale, that's how I do it. It's slow. It takes more time. That's just my reality. So I enjoy doing it, right? I mean, I enjoy shopping for yarn. I enjoy ordering yarn. I enjoy looking at the yarn, all of that. I enjoyed making that video for you guys. I really did. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know if it was like too much. Let me know if some of you are like, no way, this is like takes too long. Or if you learned, if you thought it was educational, because I want you to know what it's like for me, and how to use those technologies, and how we can use those technologies. And I also want people who are dealing with visual impairments, right? If you're dealing with a visual impairment, if your vision's changing, I talk about it all the time on my channel. Like, there's literally 16 million people in the world who are considered legally blind, and a lot more people deal with changing eyesight all the time, and people have a lot of fears about how they're going to access the world, right? Whether it's a yarn label you're reading, or any other product label, something in the house. People are always very anxious about how they're going to do those things and how they're going to access those things, and a lot of people give up their hobbies, whether it's yarn or some other hobby. They give it up because they can't see anymore. And so for me, I'll probably still go ahead and label some of those in Braille. Right now they're just all in a big pile in one box. I probably will I might bag some of those up too, especially, right, like the Goddess and the Conifer, the ones that I got multiple ones. I need to put those in bags, put some Braille labels on, or some large print labels in the bags, that kind of a thing. It's time consuming though. It's all time consuming for me, so it's just sort of a piece of the struggle of what I do. And so I was like, you know what? I think that if other people are dealing with visual impairments, then they might enjoy seeing how that's done. And maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's your parent, right, who's dealing with the visual impairment. Maybe your parent is having difficulties with their eyesight, and you're thinking, or they're thinking, or your spouse, and they're thinking, like, how am I going to access things in the world? How am I going to keep doing my hobbies? And so I like to put that kind of information and those kind of videos out there to help people to know that you don't have to stop doing things. You don't have to give up your independence. You don't have to stop your hobbies. You just have to learn new ways of doing things. You don't have to learn how to use the technology. You have to be organized in different ways. It takes different tools, right? But that's, for me, that's life. And so I want to put that out there so that nobody gives up their yarn and their knitting and their crocheting when they're visually impaired, unless they have to. I mean, period. I'm like, if you have to, you have to. But for me, it's like, if you want to keep doing it, you know, then find a way. That's always me. I'm like, then find a way to do it. And that's me, right? I'm like, I'm going to find a way to do this. Ooh, this yard thing's getting smaller. I don't know how long we're going to make this blanket. Like I said, I hope I'm here on Wednesdays with you guys to do it just a little bit more, but I don't know. So anyways, though, let me know what you thought of that video. Let me know if you enjoyed that or not. If I should keep doing yarn unboxings that way. I know that, you know, we don't necessarily open up the box together. I didn't in that one because I started to do that work by myself. And then I was like, no, they want to see all this. So, but let me know if you like it better when we open the box together first or not. Is that necessary or not? I don't know. I can't decide. So anyways, but about this week, okay, so my parents are coming for Thanksgiving. And like I said, my daddy's 89 and he's the primary driver. So where I live in Eastern Washington, like we could have snow while they're here, okay? We're going to have like daytime highs in the 30s and lows in the 20s. So if we get precipitation, it's, you know, likely going to be in the form of snow. And it's likely, you know, it might melt, but it might just depend on how much we get. It might not. So snow is a real possibility. And where I live, we can have snow November, December, January, February, March, even into April, y'all, where I live. And so, and then plus where I live in Washington State, it gets dark here before 4 o'clock in December. So, because of that, I don't want my parents driving up here for Christmas. Okay, I do not want my 89, and it's foggy here. OMG, you guys. It's really, really foggy here in the wintertime. I think because there's a lot of lakes in the area. That would be my guess, but I don't know for sure. But it's super, super foggy here where I live. And so I do not like my parents on the road in December when it's dark before 4 o'clock. When we can get rain, we can get snow, we can get freezing rain, we can get sleet, we can have black ice, freezing fog, you know, just anything, hail, grapple, like we get all the weather in December, January, and February. We can get blizzards here. We can get blowing snow with, you know, 40, 50 miles. I know people think blizzards are like, you know, a North Dakota thing and a Minneapolis thing and a Michigan thing. And for sure, the Midwest, right, they get that lake effect snow. And without a doubt, blizzards are more of a Midwest phenomenon than they are a, you know, Washington State phenomenon. They're for sure way more common there, okay? But we can get them here. We can get blowing snow where it's, you know, like a 50-mile-an-hour wind with, you know, 6 inches of snow, and then it's blowing sideways, and you can get like a whiteout condition on the road where people can't see. And so I do not want my 89-year-old father driving up here for Christmas. And I don't want, they used to drive up here for Christmas and bring me home. So they would do in the round trip, 100 miles each way, come and get me, bring me home, spend 3 or 4 days down there, do the gifts, and then they turn around, you know, bring me back here. And it's such an ordeal. Okay, it just is. And I don't want that. I love Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. I love everything Christmas, you guys. I'm excited about Christmas. I always get excited about Christmas. I love Christmas. It's you know, because winter's not my most favorite season, y'all, and neither is fall. Fall is my least favorite season. But you know what? We're like, you know, 2/3 of the way through fall now. So because, you know, fall officially started, was it September 20th or something like that? So we're 2/3 of the way through. We're on our way to winter and the solstice, and you know, then we start getting more daylight and Christmas and snow. And so I love Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas. I love all things Christmas. So, but I also do not want my elderly parents on the road. So what that means is that I have to do all of my Christmas shopping before Thanksgiving. I do all my Christmas shopping before Thanksgiving. So who has started their Christmas shopping. Let me know in the comment section. It's okay if you don't celebrate Christmas. You're still welcome here. We're all welcome here. Hanukkah, maybe you're doing Hanukkah, whatever holiday you do in December. But I love Christmas. And so, but who started your shopping? Because I have to have all of my shopping done. I get all of my stuff ordered off the internet, right? Because I don't drive. So I go to the Amazon, I go on the internet, I do online shopping. I'm so grateful. If I have to be visually impaired and be a non-driver, let me tell you, I am so grateful to be visually impaired in an era where we have online shopping. You can hate Jeff Bezos all you want, but he makes my life happen out here. So I'd starve if it wasn't for the genius of the man who said, let's sell books out of my garage. So I do a lot of my shopping. I get all my gifts here. I have to have all my shopping done. I have to have all my gifts wrapped, and then I box them up and I send them home with my parents at Thanksgiving, okay? So that's what that means for me. It means getting all the shopping done, okay? All the gift wrapping done, so that I can, when they go home, when they leave my place for Thanksgiving, because for me, even to get to the post office with a box of gifts, it's like not possible, right? It's not possible. So the mister who owns the place, I tried to get him to mail gifts to my sister one year. It didn't happen, okay? It didn't happen. He wouldn't do it. He didn't do it. So, I ordered her stuff. I wrapped everything, put it in a box, gave it to him, was like, can you mail this stuff to me, for me? Because he drives, he's sighted, he drives. And I was like, can you mail this box of gifts for me to my sister? And it did not happen. The gifts did not get mailed. So I know that, that's not an option for me. So that year I had to go, back onto the internet and I told her that, and she kind of, she's aware of things. So I just had to say to her, look, I'm just going to order you stuff straight from the websites. They're going to ship to you. They're not going to be wrapped, right? I can't wrap them. I could have paid for extra money for gift wrapping, but she's a grown-up. We're grown-ups. So she was cool with that. So I just had to redo all my shopping for her and send everything directly to her, and she was cool with it. It's fine. So, but I already know that, he is not a reliable option for such things, okay? So that means that I have to have everything for my mom and my dad and my sister all wrapped and ready to roll. And so that's what I do. So all my Christmas shopping has to be done. And all my gift wrapping has to be done, okay, before Thanksgiving. And then I also do have gifts for my sister here in the house. I got to wrap all of her gifts, and then I'm going to give that box to my mom and dad. And since they are going to shop for my sister too, right? They're going to get gifts from my sister too, and they're going to wrap up her gifts, and they will take them to like a UPS type store, right? Like a shipping mailboxes place. They will take those gifts over there, and they will mail it when they mail her box of gifts. So that's how my Christmas gifts are going to get to the East Coast. That's just the system that we found that's going to work best. So, but what that means is that all my shopping, I have to start my Christmas shopping super early. I have to really, be like, okay, if you have specific things that you guys want, which they do, they want specific, and I do too. We're like, here's the things that I could really use right now. Here's the things that I want. This is what would be useful. So I have to have all of my shopping done. I have to have all of my gifts wrapped and ready to roll by Thanksgiving, so that I can send all of that home, and then my parents will wrap those gifts for me. So what that also means, though, is that if I want to have any chance, so I got to clean, right? I have to clean for company. I have to prepare for company. Got to put like yarn away. Like, I'm doing a pretty good job, though, you guys, at cleaning up this bed. Look at that. Look at that. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad, y'all. I'm doing a pretty decent job. The hoodie's probably going to be here till I vacate the bed, because I love having that hoodie to just pull on in the mornings if I get chilled or something like that. So that's probably going to be like one of the last things to leave this bed with me. But I do have to get this bed still cleared off. I got to clean. I got to put yarn away. I got to put projects away. OMG. Stuff all over the place, right? And so, but also, if I want to have any opportunity to have any sort of sense of Christmas with my family, then that means that I have to decorate before Thanksgiving. I know some people don't. I used to not. I used to decorate like on Thanksgiving, right, evening. That used to be a tradition, was that my mom and I would decorate together Thanksgiving evening. But now, we're trying to got other stuff to do. She's more limited, all that kind of things. And so so if I want to, like, have any kind of sense of having a Christmas tree with my mom and dad, having the decorations up, having some lights up, and having any kind of feel of Christmas with my family, then I have to have all of my Christmas decorating done, all of my gift wrapping done before Thanksgiving, so that when they get here, we're just doing stuff together, and I'm helping them out because they're elderly, that kind of a thing. So because my mom will, I don't have a ramp to my house like my parents have a wheelchair ramp, because my mom had a surgery in 2010. I had just moved home for that, so just in time to take care of my mom for 11 weeks in a wheelchair. Yeah, I did that for her. So she put a ramp in her house. Well, I don't have a ramp at my house, so I do have stairs. It's difficult for her to even make those 3 stairs up to get upstairs into my house with her walker and stuff. So that's a challenge even for her now. And so, I have to help her get up the stairs, have to help her with a lot of things in the house. So, so it's a lot of work to have them here. But I also know that I'm really blessed to still have them alive. I know a lot of people's parents aren't alive, and so I know it's a blessing that I still get to see them for Thanksgiving, and I'm grateful for it. I really am. So I'm looking forward to it very, very much. I'm looking forward to seeing them. I'm looking forward to sharing a meal with them. I'm looking forward to all of that, but it's going to be a lot of work for me. A lot of work to have the Christmas decorations up, the gift wrapping all done, the cleaning all done, right? Hosting, all of those things. So I don't know. I'm going to get this Mondays with May video done, and then like I said, there's going to be a yarn unboxing schedule, but I just don't know yet about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you guys let me know. You can say something in the comments. Let me know. Are you so busy with your family? Because y'all might be very, very busy with your family doing your things, right? And so, but I know some people aren't. Like I said, it's a global community. So some people aren't doing Thanksgiving. They're just doing the regular thing. I also know some people don't have family. I said, I know I'm blessed to have my parents, and I am. Some people, you've already lost your parents. Your siblings, like me, might be, like, when my parents are gone, my sister's not going to fly across the country to spend Thanksgiving with me. And I'm not going to fly across the country to spend Thanksgiving with her, okay? So I will be, when my parents are gone, I will be one of the people who will be alone, on Thanksgiving. And so I get that. That there's a lot of people out there that, aren't going to have company. They aren't going to have people to spend the day with. And so, some of you are going to be cruising the YouTube streets looking for some company. So I'm at the end of the second row here, and I do think I'm going to stop on the project. I'll hold it up for you all to see how pretty this is. So, I know that some of you are going to be doing stuff with friends and family, but some of you aren't, right? Some of you are not. And so, let me know in the comment section if you want to see something on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, even if it's short, or it might not even be knitting and crocheting. It might be something totally different. I don't know yet. I just don't know what kind of time I'm going to have with all the other stuff, right? I got to decorate. I got to wrap gifts. I got to clean. I got a full plate for the next, little bit. So don't know how much filming I'm going to get done beyond getting this done and getting this uploaded a little bit early. So that's that, my friends. For the video, that's the blanket. How much longer? I'm feeling like I could finish this pattern repeat, maybe do one more. And it's a BB blanket, and I don't think it has to be huge, right? We're talking about tucking it in tucking it in like around a little car seat, or just, covering up a baby. I don't know how long it has to be. I think it's so pretty though. It's so pretty that I have a hard time stopping. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. When I see yarns like this and they look so pretty, all stripy, and they come out different, right? Each little pattern repeat looks, it looks kind of the same, kind of different. I'm like, I don't want to stop. It's so pretty. So anyways, I might finish up this pattern repeat. I might do one or two more. I haven't decided yet how long to make it. You let me know your thoughts on how long we should make this blanket. Should we just go and go and go and go? OMG. I mean, we could work on this. We still got a lot of yarn here, y'all. We could make this blanket super long. So I have enough yarn, right, that we could work on the blanket a little bit more for WIP Wednesday, if indeed I find the time. So we'll see what happens, my friends. But thank you so much, right, for joining me. Let me know if let me know what colors you're using. Let me know if you're using a different yarn. It doesn't have to be a DK weight yarn. There's other beautiful yarns out there that I think this would look beautiful on some of the other worsted weight yarns. So, anyways, but you know what we have to end with, right? Creativity is for everybody, whether you see or you see like me, which is not in color and not in the day, or you don't see it all. Creativity is for you. And whether it's knitting or crocheting or sewing or quilting or beading or sculpting or painting or weaving or carving or whatever it is that you do, today is a great day to craft and create. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye-bye for now. And what do you think, by the way? P.S., right? P.S. and note at the end, right? What do you think about doing the Mondays with me and the WIP Wednesdays late at night when it's dark with just the lamps on? Because like I said, like if it's a yarn unboxing or a yarn sale, I try to do those during when it's lighter out so that you can really see the color. Like when I was doing the Socktober yarn unboxing with all those colors of the Hawthorn, it was like an overcast day. It was during the day, but it was a really dark, cloudy, rainy, overcast day. So very little natural light. I had to turn on the side lights, the overhead light, right, and so that you could really see the colors. Because that's one of those yarns with all those multicolors. You guys want to see the colors. I know you did. You wanted to see the purples and the pinks and the reds and the blues and all the different shadings. So I feel like that's really, really important for me to do those when you guys have some light. But with these kinds of videos, let me know your thoughts on if you're cool with stitching and chatting when it's dark out. Because let me tell you, where I live, December, we don't have much daylight, y'all. I'm just saying. It's dark before 4, okay? So we're down to something like, I don't know, like 8 hours of daylight or something. Which, I mean, technically that's, still 8 hours. But, I like to be showered and all that in the mornings before. I know sometimes I come in here right out of the shower, my hair is all wet, all that. But, I like to be out of my jammies, but who knows? We might whip in our jammies yet. We don't know. So, but let me know your thoughts on that. So, anyways, that is the video for today. I'm going to go because I got to start thinking, cleaning, Christmas, decorating, and gift wrapping. All that things on my mind. So, I got to wrap this video up. Got to put the yarn away. OMG. Sad, sad, sad. Okay. So, thank you so much for listening. And until next time, happy stitching. I really am going to go now. Bye-bye for now.